Today we're gonna talk about safety first ratio and different type of simulation. And safety first ratio is very similar to Sharpe ratio. Minimum, uh, Instead of using a risk-free rate of return, we are using minimum threshold return. So we can say is the excess return over the minimum threshold for per unit of standard deviation. Whereas the shortfall risk is the probability the portfolio value will fall below a particular target value. So there is a relation between safety first ratio and shortfall risk. So higher the safety first ratio is, the lower the probability the portfolio will fall below a particular target value. We calculate shortfall risk by drawing the normal distribution curve, converting it into a standard normal distribution, and then finding out the probability of portfolio value falling below a particular target value. uh, Simulations. So there are two major type of simulations which are discussed here. First one is his Monte Carlo simulation, and second one historical simulations. So uh, let's start with the historical simulation first. The historical simulation is like we are simulating the past historical events, uh, uh, and we are applying those data points into current values. So it's based on the past events, and we trying to predict the future based on the past events, or by keeping in mind what happened in the past. Whereas the Monte Carlo simulation is like we use heavy computer machinery, we use heavy computer statistical model, and the input which goes into the model are also uh, have their own distributions, and those inputs are passed, and the outputs are generated, and even the distribution of output is collected, and based on those distribution of output, we compute the the probable value of a event, and what's the likelihood of happening a particular event, and if the event happens, how will the portfolio will behave. So the main point between these two simulation is Monte Carlo is very much it's very complex, and it would require a lot of computer power. It will involve generating the distribution of input and collecting the output distribution, and then finding out or averaging out value based on output distribution. Whereas historical simulations, we already know what the things has happened in the past. We know like how it behaved in the past. So we're trying to predict the future based on our past behavior. So we kind of applying today's data based on the past scenarios. That's pretty much it. Thank you.